You know, it's just the way that you said it and screamed it out or whatever, I don't know. Doesn't take much, to get a year's jail. Over there. Becomes exactly the same as Ishmael. You know, we're the Palos. In case you haven't realised that, we're not part of the team. Okay, we're the other side of the brick wall. In case you haven't realised it, we just don't have them. You know, we've got the laws bombing us. We've got the laws bombing us. That's what we have as free people. Okay, you know, they can't have that kind of control. Instead, they'll have the political control, the laws over us. And what I want you to do is look at the other countries in the world. And all of the countries have got the same laws coming in. All of them. So now, because they have control in the lobby, they have control in the politics, everybody's going on a holiday. Everybody's wearing the hat and kissing the wall. Okay? They're all pledging allegiance. And it ain't to you. It's not to you. We are in some serious fucking trouble, man. I was reading about today. I was reading about the kid, you know. He's only a kid. He's not an old man or anything. And yeah, you know, he stood up and said that. I agree with you. Those are pretty bad words, rah, rah, rah. But we live in a free society. You know, you're allowed now to stand up there and call him this and call him that and put him down, whatever you like. You know, that's why it's Australia. That's what our soldiers died for. That's why they went to war, so that you have those rights. The same rights as you're allowed to protest and block and burn flags and everything else. The same rights. They don't just apply to you. Yeah. But under these laws, that's enough to get you 1 year jail. That's sad, bro. 1 year jail. You know, that's less time than a CHILD molester. Okay? He got sentenced to the year, the same time, same thing, and he's going to get out in 7 months. 7 months. He's going to be full time because of political speech. And you're not out with the real dialect. That's when it'll really come out. You know, everything, you know, all of their, how they live, everything, you know, we should have it here, you know, this is the best thing, you know, they start, whatever, you know, they start awakening the rest of them around them. And that is facts. We both know that's how it's going to play out. We both know that. You know, everything's friendly. And, you know, as soon as they get comfy, the real person comes out. They have conversations. They start doing their COMTing, and they start passing those ideals on that they had over there with their great husband in their quest. Okay, they bring all that here. They will bring all that here. All of it will be bring here. And I'm wondering, the government will do it just to divide people. That's why they do it. They want me and you arguing about it, you know, and then they can get you arguing about it, you know, and then they can come out with anti this and anti, you know, new bills, new laws. Or they just leave us arguing. Because when we're arguing, we're not thinking about Little Hat. Little Hat can do whatever Little Hat wants to do. Okay? And right now, he's a very busy man. He doesn't want you looking at what he's doing. He doesn't want you knowing what he's doing. Because we are the chosen. We are. Okay? So diversion is the greatest tool. Look over here. Look what's happening here. Look what's going on here. Right? The diversion. And then meanwhile over here, they're all happy. No one's watching. No one knows anything. They can do whatever the hell they like. It's a diversion tactic. You know, that's how I look at this thing. But it's a nasty one. They're going to actually bring these 34 families back. I'm flabbergasted. Full on IS brides, mate. Trained, you know, the whole thing. Lived there for years. lived underneath SHARIA laws all of this time. Does not know democracy, it's not in their brain anymore. It is pure SHARIA laws. Okay? Even their hands are covered. Alright? So it's the serious one, where you're not allowed to even show a fingernail. Okay? You might entice the man. So, fingernails, toenail, everything has to be covered. Even your eyes. Because your eyes might entice him. Okay? And you're not allowed to talk now in these full-on... The woman's not allowed to talk. Because your voice might entice another man. Because he heard you speaking. This is facts. These are real shit. And that's why they are the way they are. If you've seen them, like in the film and shit, right, they're completely gloves. They're in the fucking Sahara Desert, bro. It ain't cold over there. It's not a little bit warm. It's fucking hot. It is hot. Yeah? And I was always told the colour black soaks in heat. Is that right? The colour black, right? The colour white would deflect the sun, right? Where the colour black absorbs the heat, right? Man, you got some smellies out there, bro. Oh, they'd be some smellies, mate. They'd be some roasties out there. Oh, fuck, you'd be able to smell it as you walk past the fucking tent, bro. You know what I mean? That shit's hot. You're sweating. There's a lot of sweat. Okay? It gets a bit stinky. It gets a little bit fucking stinky, bro. It gets a little bit fucking stinky, man. Well, that's what's your problem, isn't it? That's not mine. I can talk about anything I want. And especially that. I can have a chip on the thing. What, are you freaking joking? You don't care what they do, man. You don't come here. Don't add your shit problem in it. Let's go, let's go. And because, unlike you, I'm Australian. Unlike you, I have Australia first, mate. Okay, not anything else first. And then Australia's down the list. Yeah. Our soldiers died for that shit, though. You need to get it in your head. Just because you don't celebrate it, just because you don't go and honour them once a year, that doesn't mean that we don't. Because we're Australian. And we respect what they've done. Yeah? The rights that they gave us, the peace that they gave us, the lives they laid down. And you want to dishonour them? Well, that's, up to you. But me, I don't choose to do that. I choose to remind people, like you're losing everything and you don't even know it. Yeah. So up to you. But go and vote for them. Go and vote for them. Go and vote for your HANSON. That's a protected name too. That's a protected name. I've got to regulate my fucking speech, bro. You understand? But you're going to find it really hard to compete with manipulation. Paper manipulation on the stock market. It's impossible. It's impossible. Because the one or two companies, they own everything. They own the whole market. They own it. Like they run it, right? JP Morgan, these big investment houses, they own it. They control it. So what I'm saying to you is they're behind the doors, right? They see something go up, people putting money into something, right? They can see it on their computer. They've got algorithms, computer algorithms that can react within split seconds. Not seconds, split second decision. And they can bombard the exchange within seconds, okay? And that's what they do. There's no way we can stop the manipulation unless you get rid of, and you have certain laws. It won't work because they can still manipulate it. They control everything. They control everything. I'm waiting for it to just they completely smash it. You know, they don't want it. They don't want the whole thing to fall apart. If it went straight down straight away, it would fall apart, right? Agreed? So they'll do it slowly. They'll just grind that shit down, okay? I don't know if they can do it to gold as much. I don't know if they can do... But gold's useless to people like me and you. You know, every ounce is in a bank. Every ounce minted. Every ounce ever is in a bank vault. It's in a bank vault. It's never... You know, it's stored, man. And your Fort Knox... Your Fort Knox has been empty fucking 40 years, 30 years. It's been empty. There is no gold. It doesn't exist. Every single country's gold is years ago. When you guys went broke, when the USA went broke, you borrowed all your money off these bankers, the same private corporations that own you now, and you borrowed the money from them, and they took the gold. They took the gold. They took everything. The gold. They took everything. They stripped the fucking mint bare. There is nothing there. Okay? Anything there is fake. There is nothing in there real. Nothing. The whole thing's fake. You just, you know, printing. Non-stop printing machine. I've got to go and do a year's jail. It's insane. Saying that you owe, they'll demand that you sign it over. It's no longer yours. And, you know, your house, your land, it's all the same. It's all the same, buddy. The court will demand that you sign it over. The court will do it for you. You won't even have to sign anything. She just gets a court order. And that's the end of that. And that's how quick it is. And all men need to be... You need to know. You need to know. Because you're walking into a trap. You know, you get married, you're walking into a trap. You're walking into a trap. You know, I'm not saying all. I'm not saying all, ladies. We've got a 20%, 25% chance of it going the full thing. Everyone's, and it's lovely to see. I know people that have been together for 30 years and they're happy, and you know, I have family units that have been together forever, and they're very, very in love, and you know. But so we have an 80% chance. So 80%, okay, initiated by women. That's facts. So you know, we need to warn them. I need to warn them, you know, of the traps and the long cons and the short cons and all the rest of it. You know, it's just fair. Because they're the ones at risk. They're the ones that are going to pay for it. They're the ones that are going to lose everything, you know. The other side gains. They gain. So they don't want you talking about it. They don't want it highlighted or whatever. They want it all quieted, you know, and they come up with it, oh, that's not me, and, you know what I mean? I'd never do that, rah, rah. Yeah, bollocks you wouldn't. Absolute rubbish, okay? You know, these millionaires, these multi-millionaires, handsome men, famous, everything that you think that a woman would want, and he can't keep her happy. She still strayed. She still cheated on him. Famous sportsmen, businessmen, people that have it all. They live in a $25 million mansion. They've got billions of dollars in the bank. Success, fame. It won't keep her happy. It won't. She'll always look at it and go, there's something better. Yeah, this is really, really nice. It's really, really great. But. You always get that but, you know? And they, you know, that's just how they are rigged. That's how they are wired. They can't help it. They can't help it. Okay, it's not their fault. That's just how they look at things, and it's impossible, guys, to keep this kind of personality happy. It's impossible. Okay, and once you start saying no because you want to make them happy, you said yes, you've agreed to everything, right? You're even buying $400 worth of soap, and I don't know how many times I did that. Soap. You know that freaking place in the supermarket, in the shopping centre that sells soap? You know, and they cut the fucking shit, right? Mate, my other half is in there and has spent 400 on freaking soap. Like, I don't know what we're supposed to do with this stuff. It all smells the same. There is no different smell. It's all glycerin. That's all I stink of, a smell of glycerin, the whole house. So the person put it in the freezer and poisoned all the food because the glycerin went through everything. Doesn't matter if it's in a bag, doesn't matter if it's frozen, whatever. It just tasted like glycerin soap, okay? And everything is fine, boys. Yeah, everything is good as long as you say yes. Everything is perfect as long as you say yes. Yes to everything, whatever it is. Okay? You'll have a perfect relationship. Just say yes. Just agree to everything.